define an expectational in today's interconnected world? This question has been asked by students, teachers, and communities of generation. This issue of vital also importance to students in different countries, parents in different worlds, and teachers teaching in diverse classrooms. In this documentary, we will go through the teachers and students' point of view to see out and explore the qualities that what constitutes to truly good teacher.
Now that we'll explore the key qualities of good teacher: patience, patience, kindness, and adaptability. It's time to hear directly from those who knew this quality best, the student. In this part of this documentary, we shift our focus from teachers' action to the impact those actions leave behind. By listening to students' stories, we can see how these qualities translate into real, lasting change in the classroom. First, we'll meet Yijun, a student who moved from BSG to BASIS. He has learned in international school for a very long time at first, and he might have some different comments than other as a student for what the standard of good teacher.
Hello everyone, we invite Yijun today to our conversation, our interview for our documentary. What standard should a good teacher achieve in your mind?
In my opinion, a good teacher should have the ability to teach in the way that's ideal for students, and to be able to keep up and follow up constantly with students' grades and emotions at the same time. That's what makes a good teacher for me.
Okay. So you mean by the teacher are having more connection to students?
Yes, like instead of like a more formal way of teacher and students, I think the better way for students and teachers to connect together are to be like interact as the relationship as friends instead of the really formal and serious relationship.
Okay. And another one is, what do you think a good teacher should be defined by student and teacher's relationship, or as a teacher individual's teaching method? Like for teacher and student relationship and or teacher's own method, which one do you think is define a good teacher's value more?
I think there should be an equilibrium between the both, because you shouldn't have for example, if the teacher, they possess their own method, but they forget the traditional ways of teaching, it's too informal and too fun, but it doesn't reach the purpose to teach as the traditional way. But you cannot be over traditional and have no personal method of teaching, because you have to follow as time goes on, you have to get better and improve. You shouldn't always be traditional. You should also have some individual thoughts and teach in your own way. So I think in the equilibrium it's the best.
So can I understand that teachers should keep teaching as the traditional way? They can't follow up to the new characteristic of new teaching, but they also need to have fun or having conversation with students.
Yeah, something like that. Yes.
After the interview, we can see that Asians go on understand on the standard of teacher, which have mentioned that having more connection between teacher and student, and also teachers should follow up the ideas of teachers. Also, he thinks it should have equilibrium between more good relationship and the traditional teaching method. Then we'll hear from Stefan. He is a student that are transferred from public school to international school, which means that he have many experience on many different kind of education. He will share how his teacher standard of good teachers, and have some talk about relationship between teachers and students.
Also, we have invited Stefan to our interview. As a student who transferred from a public school to international school, you may have some experience about different teacher in different schools. Could you summarize what is the standard of a teacher in your mind?
I think a good teacher must be considered as really patient and caring to all of the students. He cannot isolate one of the students and need to answer every student's question and be careful of what are confusing for the student and solving their problems one by one.
And what about like in class, like the teaching method or something like that?
For the teaching method, I think teachers should be communicate with the student more than let us just to watch the PPT and taking notes by ourselves.
Do you mean like having more fun or have teacher explain with the student?
I think having fun is the one of the most important methods for us, the student, to remember more of the concepts they learn in the class.
Another question is, many times like student and teacher are confused with each other. Like student are confused with teacher's teaching method, and teacher are confused with what student react when he teach. Many times they might have a conflict between them. What ways is the best way you think to solve this kind of problem?
I think teacher needs to patiently listen students' advice and think about if that is true. And if it's true, then teacher must make adjustments based on the students' confusing problems. And students also need to adjust themselves for a more efficient way to study in that teacher's class.
So I can understand it as having more communication and
Yes.
start understand each other. What are they doing? Right?
Yes,
Thank you, Stephen.
it's okay. Thank you.
He said that a good teacher should have equal caring and patience for every student, and teacher and student need to have more conversation to know each other's thinking and develop relationship. In this interview with students, have shown that a good teacher's in student mind is the communication. This is the most important qualities which have been mentioned by many different students. It can help teachers teaching in class and have a positive campus environment, and also have developed the relationship. It's have to separate the gap between teacher and student to make it a truly friend. Now that we've heard powerful story from students about how good teachers impact their life, it's time to turn to the teachers themselves. After listening to the students' perspective, we naturally want to understand what drives teachers to develop the qualities we've seen: patience, passion, kindness, and adaptability. In the next part of this documentary, we'll sit down with teachers from international school to hear their thought and experience. First, we'll talk to Mr. Kim, one of our favorite teachers, which teach us pre-Cal A. He have always taken care of us and have truly combined the traditional teaching task and modern humorous way. We talk with Mr. Kim, we have truly known that we can achieve barrier-free communication, so we have to talk with him about our documentary. Then we'll miss Miss Cecilia. She is a librarian, which means that he have many chance to meet many students, more from kindergarten and high school. She have communicated with different students in school, which have most experience by communicate with students. So we will interview Miss Cecilia. Having a job like being a teacher, is it what attitude you show toward this job?
Well, I think teaching involves knowing the students first. So I always try to be open-minded about what they have experienced previously. Also try to gather experience from previous years to get to know better. Asking a lot of questions, having a lot of conversations about their learning, also about my teaching. I try to get feedback from them, try to adjust what works and what doesn't work. I think all good attitude we could have for educator is to be open-minded and
Yeah, open. And another question is just like what you answered, like as a good teacher, should it depends on student or as a teacher? Which I mean is as a teacher, like what is your teaching method or how do the teacher think is best for the student, or in the student way? Is the student like this teacher or how much did they get knowledge in which educator's class?
From my experience, I think it all depends on. Um, I don't think there's no perfect teaching at all. So I think, like I said before, we have to be willing to change for the students, and the good teaching comes about from both sides. I think students have to work hard, trust their educators. Also, educators also believe they can do good work, right? So I think it comes from both sides.
Having a connection between student and teacher.
Exactly. Yes. Good relationship. Yes. That makes sense.
Mr. Kim said he would like students to have more questions. It can develop relationship between and get known each other and have some feedback and to improve itself. And he thinks teachers should willing to change for students, find a way that being accepted by both of them. They both like this way to have teach and have learn.
Go ahead, Heather.
We have invited Miss Cecilia, the librarian, to help us documentary and with our interview. I've got one question is, as a library teacher, you have met many different students in school. Can student and teacher truly be friends, like not having a gap?
It's hard to say because we have the library classes for all graders from ECE to high school. I'm really happy to say they trust our librarians. Like they always be happy to ask questions. But in my view, it's only related to books and like finding some resources in the library. They never like really talk with us about their lives, their confusions, anything related to their like daily life inside school. So we always encourage students, especially in the ECE case, to talk with us more about what kind of books they like, what kind of stories they enjoy to read. In ECE, this is really great because they always like to share with us. But in higher grades, like middle and high school, I would say they don't want to share anything with us. And maybe because they never read, but yeah, but they seldom share these kind of things with us. So like your question, it's really hard to say if we became friends with them because they are always friendly and we are always friendly, but it's only just like respect each other and we never go furthermore to talk more with each other. And inside the library, we have the library volunteers. I'm really happy we get closer with them, and like we get closer because we share more than just about reading about the library, the school, and yes, so I'm really happy. And in the future, I really wish we could do more and encourage more students to be friends, like truly friends with us. Yes.
Okay, I also want to be the librarian volunteer next.
Okay, come and join us next
Okay.
year.
Thank you, Miss Cecilia. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Miss Cecilia has said that she would like to be friends with students, and also as a librarian, he would like students to share books or share his daily life with her. And also library volunteer program have developed a relationship, connect teacher and student using a library as a theme to increase more intersection. Throughout this documentary, we've seen that good teaching is built on more than just lessons. It rooted in connection. Students thrive when teachers take the time to listen, encourage, and care, whilst teachers find joy seeing the student grow. So the final message is clear. Both student and teacher can benefit from more communication and stronger relationship. First, when teacher reach out to student asking about their interest, celebrating small wins, or simply chat, it helps students to feel safe and valued. This kind of trust makes learning easier and more enjoyable. In the end, the best classroom are those where teacher and student relationship are like a partnership. Teachers don't just teach and students don't just learn. They work together and grow. So let this document inspire you. Take the first step to talk, listen, and care. Whether you're a teacher or a student, small moment of connection can turn an ordinary classroom into a place where everyone feels seen, heard, and ready to succeed. Together, communication and relationship building are the heart of what makes a good teacher and a good learning experience for everyone.